Thank you for giving such a nice opportunity. And now I share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Then I'd like to start my presentation about the trends of the PV industry. So here is my content. And first I'd like to the methodology, how we conduct the analysis of the industry situation for the IEA PVPS trend report. Because we just launched the snapshot report, but most of the details of the industry situation is for the trends report. So to be published in this autumn. So, but we still analyzed the preliminary production and capacity of especially the PV modules in last year. So that I'd like to give some numbers, even though it's preliminary figure, but also some technological trends. Then I'd like to describe some of the regional trend, especially the US policy is now affecting the diversification of the production basis, so that I give some recent trends. Then finally, I'd like to give you the price trends with the impact of the current Middle East crisis. And this is how we analyze the industry data. My company, RTS Corporation, established in 1983, and more than 40 years, we work for the PV market intelligence and consulting. And since 2012, the RTS my team is responsible for the trends analysis of the industry for IEA PVPS. And we conduct the primary survey for the production amount and production capacity with our global partners in China, in India, or in US, and most of the production bases. And also that we use the task one experts input because we have the information exchange twice a year, and also the industry associations such as Chinese Photovoltaic Industry Association or American Association, and our PVPS member, Solar Power Europe. We use such report, such trade association report or other information. And actually, my slide includes some of the report from these industry association as well. Then I'd like to go to the PV module production and capacity. This is a chart from the task one's trends report, but I added our estimation, current estimation of the last year. There you can see the installed capacity in the blue bar, then the production amount in the red bar, and also the production capacity in the green bar. And last year, we estimated almost 718 gigawatt of the PV modules are produced, installed in global. And it's a little bit larger than the Melody's analysis. The Melody's number is the last final one, and this is only the estimation stage. And the production of the PV module amount is 810 gigawatt. And we have the very big capacity, 1.4 terawatt gigawatt per year. And while the production amount increased, but mostly the production capacity remains flat. because I think because of the consolidation of the industry in China, and in some countries like US or India increase the module production capacity, but because of the slowing down in China, the manufacturing capacity remained almost flat from 2024 to 2025. This also shows why the production capacity remained flat. Some of the large PV module manufacturers, you can see their production capacity of the PV modules somehow flat from 2024 to 2025, because I think now Chinese government tries to control the excess manufacturing capacity and tries to reform the PV manufacturing industry in a healthy forms. And compared to the crystalline silicon technology, the thin film, the production capacity remains the same, but in case of the first solar, due to the market growth of the US, they increase their capacity. Then I'd like to give you the country share of the PV module production. This is still the preliminary figure, but as was the last maybe 13 years, China is the top country consuming as the consumer of the PV module, also the producer of the PV module. The Chinese PV production share accounts for 80% last year. Then India, Vietnam follows. And this pie chart, right one, this shows the Chinese solar cell export value by the country. And this figure also shows where the PV module is manufactured with Chinese solar cells. And as you can see, that we have more diverse location because of mainly due to the US tariff policies. Also, the country's ambition to establish the PV industry in their domestic market. Then I'd like to give some technological trends. As I showed already, the major manufacturers' production volume and crystalline silicon dominate the technology. And thin film, this part maybe at 3% or 2% comes from the mainly cadmium telluride manufactured in US or Malaysia or other locations by First Solar. And now we have the many news from the of the perovskite technology. And as far as I know, that some amount was shipped for mainly demonstration, and still the volume is not visible in the graph. Then I go to some of the more detailed trends. The 2025, the major cell technology, major PV technology was TOPCon. And actually 2 years ago, the PARC technology was a major technology, but from 2024, the TOPCon took over. And the share of the heterojunction or the back contact will increase. And according to the Chinese PV Association roadmap, the back contact increase the share in the future, as well as the heterojunction. But at now, the majority of the PV capacity comes from TOPCon, close to the 1 terawatt, and then heterojunction and the back contact. And also, I'd like to give you the N-type and P-type. This is, I do not explain the details, but most of the TOPCon are high-efficiency PV modules cells are made from the N-type polysilicon wafers. And because of the high efficiency, but P-type was formerly quite common, but now share remains 3%. And sometimes people ask to me, does P-type will be disappear from the market? But the answer is the P-type will remain in the market because the recently the space application, mainly crystalline silicon technology is used because gallium arsenide technology is quite expensive. Plus, we have the issues of the materials trade and the cost of the satellite is decreasing, and the demand for the cheaper space PV modules are required. The interesting thing is P-type has more resistance over the radiation. So I think the P-type share still remain, and even we'll see the increase in the volumes. Then another technology trends I'd like to discuss of the glass types. The last year, 80% of the glass PV modules are double glass. And the single glass PV module with backsheet remains close to 20%. And the double glass module has some advantage. Because of the bifacial cells, the power generation output increase, and glass module can keep the longer lifetime. But because of its heavy weight, the EPCs or installers need to consider logistics, and also the glass recycling, which is one of the issues in the recycling technology. And also the glass break failure sometimes happen because of the hail or the treating improper way. And these issues now we need to address. Then I'd like to go to some regional trends, China, India, USA, shortly, briefly. And in China, the now government announced the measures to address the intense internal competition. So that government is concerning about the excess manufacturing capacity plus the very low profit of the PV module industry. And so I think that China now facing the consolidation period, but also the Chinese company tries to improve their technology to reduce the production cost, or particularly the silver consumption and other issues as well. And in India, by the end of last year, the production capacity exceeded their local market. The market size, I think the 100 gigawatt per year that they have the PV module manufacturing capacity. And also now India tries to establish full supply chain with wafer and cell production. And also US, their module production capacity increased, and now its capacity is sufficient to meet their domestic market. And also the US is trying to increase wafer and cell manufacturing capacity. And I will not give the details of the European market, but I think the Net Zero Industry Act, this will be the accelerate the European local production. So first, I'd like to the last year's production status in China. In China, because of the government's policy to control the manufacturing capacity, some of the we noticed the declining production of the polysilicon and wafer and cells. But in case of the declining amount of the polysilicon, this also achieved by the Chinese industry's effort for the reducing the consumption amount of the polysilicon. The last year, the consumption amount of the polysilicon is 2 grams per watt. And if we compare 10 years, it's great efforts to achieve such level of the polysilicon consumption. But so far, the reduction of the volume of the wafer or cell or PV modules, I think it's the first time in these years. So and also this year, if Chinese market cannot keep the installed capacity like the last year, the PV industry might affect the market size reduction, and it may result in the lower price of the products. Then I go to the US. Last year, the US production capacity, the PV module production capacity reached 66 gigawatt, and the cell capacity was 3.2 gigawatt. And also the Corning Group started wafer production as well. And still, in US, production plan is ongoing. And but if I compare to the status in November last year and the latest status, some of the plan number changed. Like in case of the wafer, total capacity of the wafer reduced to 13.3 to 88.3 gigawatt because the current price situation and the political situation, some of the wafer and cell production installed capacity is decreased, and we need to see those sectors US can establish or not. And also concerning about the equipment from China is now emerging. And this graph shows the PV module production in US. And as you see, in US, the thin film PV modules are produced, and the crystalline silicon PV module production is increasing. And now I'd like to tell you something about the US policy that affect the global production location. And the United States imposed duties to the imported solar products in 2012 and 2014. The United States imposed the anti-dumping duties and CVDs to the China and also Chinese Taipei's product. And now for China, there's several layers of the duties US imposing. And then the Chinese company established a factory in Southeast East countries. Now their products are also the subject of the AD and CVD. And recently, because India's manufacturing capacity increased and Indian companies started to import their solar cells to US, but recently the CVDs are imposed to the Indian product. And the recent investigation, the Indonesia and Laos, their products are now under investigation of the AD and CVD. Also, the worldwide, the US will impose several types of the duties. And this affects the situation of the location of the manufacturing basis. One of the example is the exporting country of the PV module to US. As you can see, until the third quarter of the 2024, the Malaysia or Vietnam or Thailand or Cambodia, they are exporting volume you can see here, but after the US decided importing the tariff to these countries, suddenly the volume decreased or disappear. Then Laos or Indonesia, their imported volume increased. The same tendency can see the US cell imports. And the US policy is quite give the very big impact on the producing countries. And I think that this slide I showed in the last webinar. One of the good example is the Toyo Solar. This is Japanese company, but listed in Nasdaq. They had have the factory in Vietnam, but because of the new duty imposing on the South Asian PV product, they changed their cell production location from Vietnam to Ethiopia. And now they are producing cell in Ethiopia, then import to the US, their own US factory for the module production. Okay, then I'd like to briefly talk about India. In India, the production capacity, now I think as of the end of the March, 120 gigawatt per year they already established. And by 2030, their capacity will increase close to 208 gigawatt. They also have the plan to increase cell capacity. But at now, several companies announced we have production plus poly production, but still we need to see whether India can establish such manufacturing plant. And also already India has enough production capacity, so maybe because of the USA's action to the Indian product, India needs to seek the other destination for their production. Okay, now I'd like to briefly tell you about the price trend, and especially I'd like to talk about the impact of the Middle East crisis. This shows the polysilicon price. In the end of the last year, we saw the price hike. But after that, price going to lower because the polysilicon demand for the wafer decreased. And also the major polysilicon manufacturer significantly reduced operation ratio because of the cell production decreased in January due to the price increase of the silver. The price is always affected such factors. And also, Chinese polysilicon manufacturers tried to establish the joint venture company. That joint venture company expected to play a role of the control of the inventory to alleviate oversupply. But actually, the government said no to establish such a company because of the antitrust laws. After that, also the price again goes to the downward. And here, this shows the production capacity by location. Even though we still have the plan in India or US, I think dominance of the China will continue in the future, and we have the enough capacity for the terawatt production. And then I'd like to go to the wafer. And wafer also we saw some increase, but at now the downward trend. And because due to the silver price increase, the demand for the wafer also affected. And production capacity is enough for the current market volumes. Then I'd like to go to the solar cell. I give the details here, but to briefly explain that because of the silver price decrease, the cell price is increased. But now it seems relaxed. But as you can see, the silver price hike shows here, and at this level, it is said that silver paste accounts for the 20 to 30% of the production cost of the TOPCon. So this affects the cell production decrease in February. And also the Middle East situation might give the effect to the price as well. But already some Chinese big players tries to address the volatility of the silver price. They try to introduce the technologies reducing the silver consumption. And the price of the modules now 8.9 USD per watt for the typical crystalline silicon modules. But actually outside of the China, because Chinese government stopped to give the value added tax. So the outside of the China, we saw the price increase, but the inside in China, I think now price is quite at now stable. But the many factors affect those prices. We need to see the situation closely. And here's some impacts of the Iran crisis for the PV industry. And of course, the naphtha, they are used for the encapsulant backsheet. So the price might be increased. But I think China dependency of the Middle East is not so strong. So I think so far it's okay. But of course, these prices are closely related to the heavy oil price, so that we need to see also the methanol using for the processing air coating for front glass of the PV modules. And the supply is short at now, and might be affected. And also helium. The helium used for the silicon carbide semiconductor, and the silicon carbide semiconductor is used for the inverters. The shortage might happen. And also now aluminum price is increasing. But while China has the largest share in production, the impact might be low, but we have to, the recent trends show the very high price, and the PV module frame made from aluminum. Most of the PV modules frame is made from aluminum, so this high price may affect the PV module prices. And also the international shipping price may be affected by the oil prices. And shipping to the Middle East is very difficult at now, so that I heard the very large scale project in Middle Eastern countries are now delayed or somehow canceled. But I think that eventually demand will increase because of the energy price hike. But if long-term interest rate rise, this could affect the financing, especially for the large-scale projects. And this shows the aluminum price trend. Okay, this is my last slide. We have the oversupply issues, and price competition is quite high and the margin is lowering. And also we have some other issues. But now the geopolitical situation also affect the PV industry. But still, I think that our market will grow, so that we need to prepare for the terawatt annual market. Thank you for your attention. I hope that PV can bring the peace to the earth. And I need to thank to NEDO for my activities supporting. NEDO is supporting my activities of the PVPS.